What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I had to get real cute for this video because today I'm going to be talking about my 3-month postpartum.
The truth.
So actually, like everything else, I'm super late to making this video. Wolf will be 4 months on the 14th and today is the 29th. So I feel amazing. Wolf is amazing, so healthy. We're both doing so well. Mom life is the literal best thing that could have ever happened to me, and I just enjoy every single day. Waking up in the morning with her is my favorite thing. It's my favorite part of every single day. Okay, I guess since Wolf is sleeping right now, I will just start with kind of how I'm doing. I feel great. I do not feel like I just had a baby 3 months ago. I definitely don't feel the healthiest I've ever been. I actually weigh less than I did before I got pregnant, and it's because breastfeeding. I know it is. I definitely don't eat enough. I definitely don't get enough calories in a day, and I know it's like, okay, well then do something about it. Of course, when I want to film, Wolfie has to be real grumpy. Okay, I'm scooting a little closer so I don't get demonetized like my last video. Love that. Okay, so what I was saying, I weigh less than I did pre-pregnancy. And the reasoning behind that is the fact that I breastfeed. You burn hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calories every time you nurse your baby. And so if you're not consuming enough calories to like balance it out, you're obviously like losing nutrients and calories and proteins and all that stuff. But sometimes it's really difficult because I have one hand the majority of the time. She is a very needy baby. I call her my titty baby because literally the only thing that calms her down is my boob in her face. If you're not getting enough calories every day, you're definitely going to be burning off more than what you're consuming, if that makes any sense, because breastfeeding really does take everything out of you. And I don't think people really understand that. It is very, very hard to, like, breastfeeding just in itself. The whole concept of breastfeeding is, I wish I would have been more knowledgeable on everything because I feel like there's so much to learn about it. But yes, I'm very, very thin right now. It's like impossible for me to gain weight. Also, just like as a little side note, I see a lot of, I wouldn't really consider it mommy shaming. It's just like, yes, I don't look like I just had a baby, and people are glamorizing that, and people are like, oh my god, I wish I looked just like you. Like, I wish that my belly went down. I wish that like I didn't just look like I had a baby. But what they don't understand is that, like, I am not at my healthiest point in my life. Like, everyone has their own concerns, especially with postpartum, and mine is that I can't gain weight, and people are like, oh my god, you look so good, and in my mind I'm like, I feel like I look deathly skinny. I don't know how I started talking about that. Basically, I've never been this skinny ever. And it's like, people notice it and people mention it and say it to me, like people that I haven't seen in forever, especially because I moved away for a year and a year and a half, and then I came back and people are like, other than that though, I feel amazing. Of course, nothing is perfect, and of course some days are extremely difficult, but even through my difficult days, I swear being a mom is the coolest, happiest, most rewarding experience, and I love every second of it. I've had kind of a rough start to motherhood. I had to leave where I was planning on raising my child, and when she was 2 weeks old. That's not at all what I was like anticipating or expecting at all. Like, that was very unexpected. It's not as different or as crazy or as hard as I thought it was gonna be, to be completely honest. And I even thought that I was gonna be doing it with a partner, and I'm not. I feel like a superhuman. I feel like a super woman. I feel chills in my bones when I talk about single mothers because nobody will ever understand what we go through. I know that people have it way worse. Any and all mothers, regardless, no matter what, props go to you. But single mothers, man, I am telling you, like, we are a special breed. Yeah, I feel fantastic. I love being a mom. It's literally what I was meant to do. It all comes to me so naturally. Of course, I have questions here and there, but I have such an amazing support system. My Grammy and my aunt and my stepmom and my mom, like my other, like I have so many strong women in my life. I just feel so empowered raising my daughter around these people. Even though people say that I don't look like I just had a baby, if you saw my stomach, you would totally see how my belly button is now a wide belly button. I have stretch marks, and my skin on my stomach is very, very flabby. It's very stretchy and just not tight. It's just not tight anymore. At first, it was totally hard coming to terms with it. But you get used to it as time goes on, and as you continue raising your child, you learn to appreciate it and you learn to just accept it. Life is ultimately what you make it. If you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I don't have my body that I used to have, and I don't look as hot as I used to look, then you're not gonna feel hot. Whenever people are like, you look so good, I'm like, I show them my full stomach. I'm like, yes, I have a flat stomach, but look at it. A lot of people asked about breastfeeding. Does breastfeeding hurt? Breastfeeding tips, how long did it take me to get used to it? I think I'm gonna do an in-depth video on breastfeeding itself, like what I didn't know about breastfeeding, because there's so much to it. I definitely did research. Oh my god, she looks just like me as a baby right now. That's so weird. You look like you mama. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, breastfeeding. It's definitely a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be at the beginning. At the beginning, it was a lot harder. I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong, it's not difficult anymore. It's just a lot. It's so time consuming. You're still continuing to give up your body every 2 hours. Luckily, like, she is doing good with formula, so we supplement. She'll obviously have formula while I'm at work when my Grammy babysits her. But when I have her, I will try to nurse her as much as possible, just so I don't like lose my supply. But if I do feed her and then she's like hungry again and my milk hasn't come back in yet, I will feed her a bottle. And she's doing very well. She still wants to eat off of me. She's never had oh, good burp. She's never had a problem with the transition. She's never had a problem like, okay, why is it so easy for me to drink out of this? I don't want this then, because nursing, it takes more work. Did I get any stretch marks? Yes. And I am wearing a dress right now, so I can't like exactly show you guys, but I will, for the sake of this video, I'll take a picture and I'll put it right here so you guys can see what my stretch marks look like. They've definitely gone down a lot. I also have been putting vitamin E oil on them quite a bit, which has been helping. That really, vitamin E is really good for stretch marks and scars and everything. Did I tear and how did I recover if I did? So honest to God, I had the easiest smooth sailing postpartum, like healing wise, down there. It literally felt like I was back to my original lady parts like a couple weeks after I gave birth. And I know that like everybody is different. I think since I did have just like a tiny tear, that it wasn't so bad and recovery wasn't that bad. Somebody also asked if I have looked down there and if I have been sexually active and how sex feels after you heal. So I was so scared to look. I was so scared. Probably about a month ago was the first time that I did look with a mirror. I was pleasantly surprised. It looked like even better. I don't really know how to say this without just saying it, but like my actual, can I say, this is like educational, right? Like I won't get demonetized for this. I better not, because that would be really rude. My actual is smaller. And I don't know if it's because like the way that she stitched me up, I have no idea, but it actually looks better than it did before I even got pregnant. And I know that sounds so strange, but it does. It looks better, in my opinion. I don't know. I haven't asked anybody else. What does sex feel like and being sexually active? I have only had sex twice. Honestly, it does feel a little different, but it had also been so long for me because at the end of my pregnancy, I was not having it. I couldn't do it. I could not. I have no idea if I'm even gonna put this in the video now that I'm like really talking about it. Like, holy shit, do I put this on the internet? I don't know. I just want to be honest though. Like I don't care personally, but I don't want other people to be like, but I also don't want to get that coin. What's this, Wolfie? Look. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, it feels different. It doesn't feel better and it doesn't feel worse. It just feels different. I don't know if I should even get into it anymore. Yeah, what she said. Next, really, I'm just gonna move on to Wolf's 3-month update because that's a lot more exciting and I got kind of off topic. So I will start with the fact that she is so smiley. She's been smiling since she's been smiling since literally she was born, but like willingly and like knowingly reacting and smiling, she's probably been doing that since, I would say, like right at 3 months. The other thing with smiling is that she smiles at me and she smiles at my family all day long. She's like constantly laughing at us, but she will not like really smile at people she doesn't know. So I feel like when she sees somebody that she doesn't really know and she smiles at them, I'm like, oh, she really likes you. She feels comfortable smiling at you, because she's already starting to get like shy and like overstimulated when she's around too many people that she doesn't recognize. If she smiles at you, just know it's a good sign. She also won't make eye contact with people that she doesn't know. It's like just this weird thing that she has. And I feel like it's kind of early for her to already be like stranger danger, but I don't know. I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also kind of like, oh God, I don't want her to be that baby that like cannot be watched by anybody because she just screams. She sleeps through the night the majority of the time. Don't get me wrong, she sometimes will be up for 3 hours in the middle of the night. Sometimes she'll be up for an hour, sometimes she'll be up for 30 minutes, sometimes she'll wake up and she just wants the boob in her mouth and then she'll fall right back asleep. It just depends. It also, I'm sure it depends on like how many naps and how long she slept and napped for that day, but she does really good. Because I know like some people, like a lot of my mom's kids, they didn't even start sleeping through the night until like 2. Sorry guys, I ran out of storage. So she is usually down for the count around like 9 or 10. And then depending on if she wakes up in the middle of the night, what time she does go to sleep, she's usually up anywhere from like 7:30 to 9:30. I feel like that's really, really good for a 3-month-old baby. I'm actually so blessed because I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, girl, my baby refuses to sleep through the night. So thank you, Wolf. She babbles so much. She's constantly talking, and it's the cutest baby language. No. She's always trying to communicate with me. I swear she's like already like willingly responding to me and like making out what she wants to say. I know it's bizarre and everybody says this about their babies, but she's so smart. She's so smart and it drives me nuts. She's such a communicator. She loves to let you know if she doesn't like something, and she's so loud. She's so loud. It's so funny. So I did kind of talk about how I'm still breastfeeding, but I'm also supplementing with formula. She drinks only formula when I am at work because that's what my Grammy feeds her. It's just really hard for me to pump a supply for her. So she gets formula when I'm at work, and that's usually 3 days a week. But then when I have her, we still breastfeed, and I try to go every 2 hours. But if she eats and then she wants some again before my milk comes back in, I will give her a bottle. I've noticed that my milk supply has definitely slowed down a lot since I've been supplementing with formula, but I still am producing and I'm still able to feed her when I am with her. So I really like it. I like that she's getting a little bit of both. She's able to still breastfeed and get the like liquid gold. I know that as long as she's getting a little bit of breast milk every day, then she'll be good. And I don't hate on anybody who doesn't breastfeed. Like, whatever works for you and your baby ultimately. The formula we use is, I'll put a little thing right here because I don't have it on me right now, but it's called Happy Baby Organics. I'm pretty sure that's the brand, or I'm pretty sure the brand is Happy Baby. I'm not sure, but regardless, the formula is Happy Baby Organics, and it's the most similar to breast milk. She's done very well with it. It's fine. She loves it. She actually like loves her formula. She's a crackhead for some milk, I swear. As you can tell, she's eating good. Mama has some good milk and she is just she's eating good, for real. She's starting to get the freaking cutest chubby cheeks and her thighs. Ooh, I just want to munch on them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ugh, I just love a good chubby baby. She has outgrown all of her 0 to 3 month clothes. Hardly 3 month clothes. She will still fit into like the 2 to 4 month sizes at H&M. Depending on what it is, but these like super stretchy bodysuits she'll still fit in. Oh my god, I can't talk. But she's usually only in like 3 to 6 or 6 month stuff, and she's not even 4 months old yet. And I was expecting her to be so like tiny because I'm so little. Like, I just am small boned and like everything about me is petite. I am tall, but everything else, like my wrists are so little, my arms are just like scrawny. So I just figured, I pictured me to have a like little tiny baby, but she's just a chunk. I feel like she's even really long for being 3 months. Like, I just feel like she looks older than a 3 month baby. And I think truly it's because like how alert she is and how she's always wanting to do this. She's always standing on something. You can't just hold her. You definitely can't hold her like a baby. She'll freak out on you. She's just a little ahead of her time, aren't you? Aren't you? Huh? Around the time that I went to Dave Matthews, which was June 28th, it was like a week before that I started noticing that she was having acid reflux, and it was making her a very, very unhappy baby. She didn't have it up until that point, and when she did get it though, it was pretty bad. You could just tell that she would be in pain. Like, she would like clench her fists and just like stiffen her body, and her face would get all red, and it was the worst. It was so bad. I just knew that she was in pain. So I actually ended up putting her on medication for it. She was like a whole different baby within a matter of like a week. Like, the medicine really kicked in. It was like actually 5 to 7 days when it started working. I don't even know if she really is having it anymore because we just ran out of our prescription and I haven't been giving it to her, but she has not been acting to me like, it does not seem like she's having the same symptoms. It doesn't really seem like she's in pain. I really don't think that she has it anymore. I don't know if it's too soon to stop giving it to her, so I think I'm gonna get it refilled one more time and probably not even go through that whole prescription. But it definitely helped, and I didn't want to give her that. I cut caffeine out of my diet. I stopped eating like spicy foods and like red like pasta sauces and pizza sauce and like stuff like that, stuff that would cause her to have heartburn. But it just went away, thank God, because it was so awful and it was so sad. It broke my little heart to see her so in pain. But you feel better now, huh? You feel better now, huh? She still I'm gonna say hates her car seat. I have also came to the realization that it's not really her car seat. I mean, I'm sure that like being strapped in like a weird little carrier is not her thing. She doesn't enjoy feeling like she's in a straitjacket. She's never been like one to love being swaddled. But I think that it's a separation anxiety thing, because if I'm like in the car with her, when like if my Grammy's driving and I sit in the back seat with her, she's fine. She doesn't cry. She's gotten a little bit better now. Like if I'm driving and she's back in the back seat by herself, she'll be usually fine if the car is driving, but whenever we stop, like it's without a fail, every time we stop she screams bloody murder, like to the point where it sounds like she's gonna choke herself or pass out, or like it's awful. And I know like a lot of people have suggested I put a mirror back there, but my car, it's a 2-seater and it doesn't have a like a headrest for me to put the mirror on. I'm sure I could get creative and get crafty, like a little DIY. I just haven't done that. I don't have time to do anything. If any moms out there have babies who do the same thing in their car seat, I feel for you. I literally have the worst anxiety driving. I don't go anywhere unless I absolutely have to with her because it's just awful. It's awful. You can't think about anything other than her just screaming. Oh, something else that I learned that she has. So I thought that Wolf was literally the only one. I was like kind of freaking out about it, but of course, Reddit. I swear, you can find everything and anything on Reddit. I noticed that whenever I go downstairs, it's not when I go upstairs, it's only when we go downstairs. If I'm holding her, like if I'm holding her, here, let me show you. If I'm holding her like this, when her legs dangle like that, she will clench her fists and hold her breath and close her eyes. And she won't breathe until we're not going downstairs anymore. And it used to scare the living out of me. And like, what is wrong with her? What's going on? Is she okay? Why is she not breathing? Why does it look like she's gonna pass out? What's going on? She would like clench her fist so hard that she would have like nail marks on her palm. So I looked it up and it's called Moro syndrome. It's basically a startle reflex that babies have when they feel like they're falling. Some outgrow it within like 9 months old, some have it until they're a year old. So she has Moro syndrome, which is so bizarre. So she, for a while now, has been putting her hands together, but that didn't start until like the 3-month mark. She puts her hands together, she eats both of her hands at once. She's still a little clumsy with it, like you can tell that sometimes she like accidentally smacks herself in the face. It's so funny, it's so cute. But she totally like knows that she has hands now, and she puts them together and plays with them and like looks at them and is like, oh, I have hands, you know? And it's just so, that's like one of my favorite things about motherhood, is watching life happen right in front of your eyes. You don't think about that kind of stuff. Like, you don't think about you as a baby learning to put your hands together. Like, you have to learn literally everything. Like, it doesn't just come naturally. You have to figure it out. And watching her figure things out is the most beautiful thing that has ever gone on in my life, and I love it. Every day I learn something new. So yeah, she does that. She's not quite ready yet to put toys in her hand. I try to give her a toy every day, multiple times a day, but she's not quite there yet. She sees the toy and she wants the toy, but she can't quite get a grasp on it. Sometimes she will, but you can tell it's like a complete accident because she'll drop it in 2 seconds. She full-fledged rolls over from her back to her stomach, and I think that's bizarre because I guess babies usually roll over first from their stomachs to their backs. It's easier for them because they can like push off with their hands. But with Wolf, it's like piece of cake. Like, and I don't think I've ever seen her roll from her stomach to her back. It's only ever from her back to her stomach, which I think is so funny. Like, it just goes to show that she just is so smart. She's just so smart. She tries to pull herself up all the time. She's always trying to pull herself up, and she always wants to stand up. Okay, I could burp real quick. Oh, she's so tired. Here, baby, you want a blankie? Oh, that's another thing. She loves to hold blankies in her hand. Like, she has to fall asleep like that. She's always trying to pull herself up. She's always trying to, like, just be sitting upright. You cannot lay her down for shit. You literally cannot lay her down. The closest she'll come to laying down is being in her bouncy seat, which she does love. She loves her bouncy seat. She's also really into these, they're called Hey Bear videos. That's the channel on YouTube. They're basically like these just super bright, contrasty, good stimulating videos for newborn babies. They're super, she like loves them. There's this one with dancing fruits that are like, they glow, and she's obsessed. She like literally laughs at the pineapple that dances. It's so cute. And she will sit in her bouncy seat and watch that for like 10 minutes. It's like my only time out of the day that I get my hands free. So I pick and choose what I'd like to do in those 10 minutes every day. She's not quite sitting up yet. My Grammy actually just, when I was at work last night, she sent me a picture of her in the bumbo seat. She was only in there for a couple minutes. Don't come at us. I did it again today because I just wanted to see for myself like how she worked with it, like how it looked and felt for her, and she did really well. So I think that sitting up is definitely the next milestone that she's gonna hit. When she does tummy time, she's already scooting. She's been doing that since 2.5 months old though, because I remember saying she's not even 3 months old yet and she's already scooting. She will really only get good sleep or nap for a long period of time if she's on her side or her stomach. I don't know what it is, but she does not like to lay on her back. She just doesn't. And I think that part of it from before was her acid reflux. I would go in to check on her like every 5 minutes to make sure she was breathing, but she sleeps so soundly when she's on her side or on her stomach. I've also realized I think it's because she startles herself. I think that's also why babies like to be swaddled when they're first born, because their hands do startle them. They feel like they're falling. I think that goes back to the Moro syndrome. I don't know, I could be wrong. She is still sleeping with me. I actually have done plenty more research since my last video when we were, I don't remember if it was a YouTube video or if it was something on Instagram, but I was talking about how she sleeps with me and how we co-sleep. I was like, I know it's controversial, but I don't care because it's what works for us. And a lot of people were like, if you do research, you will see actually co-sleeping is one of the best things that you can do for your baby, as long as you do it safely. And it's just her and I in my queen bed, so that's what we do. And I honestly can't imagine anything else. So say what you want to say, I don't care. It's what we love. She sleeps the best when she's with me. Literally, like, she has to have her feet on me somehow, some way. It's so cute, but it's also so annoying because she wakes me up in the morning by kicking me. It's painful. She'll either scratch my face or kick me. I'm not even joking. Looks wise, everybody still says that she looks just like me. The only thing I see in me in her is my eyes, and I think that everything else is her dad. Like, everything else. And it kind of drives me crazy, but she is the most precious, gorgeous, beautiful baby I've ever seen in my life. I'm not talking bad about any other babies in the world. I have 7 sisters and 5 brothers. I've been around, I loved so many babies, and I've had some really freaking cute siblings. But this girl, she's not lost a single ounce of hair. None. Everyone kept saying, make sure you brush it, and make sure she doesn't get cradle cap, and make sure, do this, do that, do this. I did nothing. Nothing, because I knew if I did too much that it would fall out. So I didn't. I just let it happen. I would just wash it. I did start using my shampoo though on her hair. I also have some amazing, you guys know I'm a freak. I'm a literal freakazoid about the products I use on myself, my baby. I want everyone to be aware of like the chemicals and the ingredients and the toxins that are in a lot of the products that we use, our everyday products. So I have come across, there's men's products, there's women's products, literally the best thing that you can use for your hair. Can't wait to tell you guys about that one. Being a mom and trying to be a YouTuber at the same time is one of the most difficult things that I swear to God, it's hard. And thank you guys. I feel like just the other day I was like, oh my God, I'm at 5K, this is crazy. And I'm almost at 10K. And I wanted to vomit. But I just wanted to say thank you for all of your continuous love and support, you guys. It's been a rough couple months. As beautiful as motherhood is, and as much as I would not change a single thing in the world right now, sometimes it's really tough, and sometimes I feel really lonely. Knowing that I have such an incredible support system and you guys to talk to whenever I want to, it's the coolest thing ever. And I just really appreciate you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want to see more, turn my post notifications on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you. Thank you for watching. Real quick, look at this little baby.